different parts of the world where it's already night time. So we want. So let's start. Okay. Okay. Precipice Decision Training Academy.com on the LPW platform presents Breakthrough Strategic Decision Training webinar. Okay, these are simple no-cost strategies that immediately increase sales and profits. My name is Adetutu Joshi, and I was an IT professional, banker, accountant, and business consultant for many years. I'm currently a strategic business advisor and a consultant on health solutions for the wired life. In addition, I'm an independent insurance agent in all aspects of health, including Medicare and also life insurance, as well as property casualty. I have watched the economic hardship that has taken a heavy toll on businesses, especially small businesses all over the world, as the medium of business transactions and negotiation has gone online. Since we live in a physical world, delivery of goods and services is still physical, but the process starts online. Consequently, the ability to engage prospects online and generate online leads is critical for business survival. The sad fact is that most businesses do not know how to generate leads. Many are at the precipice, but do not know the decisions they can take that will pull them back from the edge. In this seminar, we'll go through some of those decisions. Okay, health affects success. So if you are an attendee at my health event last Sunday, today is a build up on that. Now we have embarked on the journey of getting your health in shape. We can begin the journey of making your business healthy. This way, the money we make is not evaporated by health expenses. If you did not attend but would like to find out how to bring your health under control in the digital world, let me know in chat and include your email address, and I will send you the recording. We're going to be looking at 8 areas: how to make advertising work for your small business or any size of business, how to build your business fast using joint ventures, how to upsell and cross-sell and make big profits, how to expand your products and increase customer revenue, how to downsell your way to wealth, how to create a revenue producing drip campaign, how to stop discounting madness by offering additional value through bundling, and how to cut costs and unnecessary expenses. When people sign up with us, we have 10 questions that we ask, but we're not going to go through those 10, for time, because of time. We're going to just consider 4 of those questions, okay? So what you can do is write the question 1 in chat and say if it's, what your answer is, depending on the, because you can use the numbers. The thing is, I tried to use the pop-up, practicing with the pop-up, but that started freezing the system. So now I have decided to do it this way. So the first one is this: how is your product or service offering different from your competitors? So the answer could be, my product or service offering is not different from my competitors. My products or service offering shows I offer more value than my competitors, or my product or service offering offers less value than my competitors. So you just write question 1 and you say your answer is 1, 2, or 3. So the next one is, what marketing materials do you have to promote your business? Check all that applies. There is a brochure or flyer, business card. Number 2, number 3, a website. Number 4, event sponsorship, such as sporting events. And number 5, corporate gift with logo. So question 2, you write whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or all of the above, or whatever combination there is. Then we come to question 3. What marketing mediums do you use? Check all that apply. There is Facebook, pay-per-click, or LinkedIn, pay-per-click, number 2, or television ads, newspaper or magazine ads, or none, or word of mouth, or referrals. So let us know what it is. Question 3, say if it's 1 to 5, or 1 and 2, or 3, or whatever combination is fits your own organization. And then number 4 is, would you describe these marketing mediums as effective in reaching your core target market? The answer would either be a Y or an N. So I hope now we've all woken up. That was to wake us up. And that was why it was so fast. So We use the 5-step profit formula, and what you'll be looking at is more leads, more conversions, more transactions, higher prices, and more profit. And what we do is that we have this powerful software called the Profit Acceleration software. So it goes through the various aspects. We have several questions which are all monetized. And then that gives us an idea, because we have your current revenue, expected, increase in revenue based on whichever of the strategies we're considering, and the new and our gross profit, as well as the 5-year profit margins. This helps us to see what works best for your organization. So it's so that the approach we have for you is personalized. And then that also helps us to see which strategy we should start with and all. And, in this software, it's loaded. So it's very, very powerful. And I don't know anybody else that has anything of the sort. So here's the key to successful marketing. You must be able to enter the conversation taking place in the head of your prospects. In other words, another way to look at it is to be able to address the number one question on your prospect's mind at just the right time. The conversation that's taking place in every prospect's mind revolves around 2 main points. There's a problem they have and they don't want. There's a result they want or don't have. And we have what we call the conversion equation, which combines those 2 points and spits out the message so compelling that your prospects are forced to look at your service or product. Okay, so what that equation does is it says is interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Your prospect has a conversation going on in their minds. So what you need to do is to interrupt. You have to have something that interrupts that conversation. And then you have to have something that engages. You must have something that educates, and then you now have the offer. The interrupt is your headline. It's what you do is what you say. If anybody asks you what you do, and that must address the problem that your prospects have but they don't want, because that's what's going to engage them. Okay, and then the engage is your sub headline. That must answer the question of the solution. It must provide the solution that they want but don't have. Okay, because that's when you engage them. And then you educate, because most people are looking for information. The educate is the information you provide, either verbally or in writing, that presents evidence to your prospects that you and your product or service are superior in every way to your competition. The offer must be compelling and so irresistible that prospects can turn it down. Because of the saturation of marketing messages these days, it will take a multiple touch points before your prospects will buy what you sell. Today, it takes anywhere from 20 to more than 100 touch points before a prospect makes their buying decision. But when we use the following the conversion equation, reduces the touch points to somewhere between 5 to 12 points of contact. Okay, most businesses don't follow up with their prospects at all. And this provides a huge window of opportunity for any business to position themselves as a dominant force in their industry. Let's look at the buyer's journey. Everybody is looking for information. There are 3 kinds of buyers. There's the future buyer that's looking at the benefit of ownership. They're not ready to buy now, but they will buy later. Why should I buy? There's a soon to buy buyer, which have objections to ownership. Why shouldn't I buy? And then you have the now buyers. Those make up just 1%. Those that need something now, and all they're looking for is who should I buy from? So most people, most organizations are all struggling for this one. But a lot of people forget about this. And one thing I've noticed is that the big organizations are the ones that remember this. A lot of small businesses who really need to look at this are not looking at it. Everybody's struggling here. So what is the offer? Let's look at some examples, okay, to see to understand about compelling offers. This is a financial advisor. His website looks the same as any other person in the industry. There is nothing here that is compelling that makes me want to give my information to this person. There is no, all they have is the phone number. And for most businesses, that's all they have. Their business cards, everything they have has their phone number. And that's all that they're offering. And look at this one too. This is a chiropractic business. It's generic. There's nothing here that will compel you to actually say, let me consider this, because, there's nothing there to do that. The key to success is to renovate your business in order to provide value and create a unique, compelling position regardless of the competition. Let me give you an example. If you look at social media, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, all of them are competitors, but everyone is doing well and each one is unique. So it is possible to be unique in the midst of competition. But each of those businesses, they have a way they have compelling messages. That is it. You must have a compelling message regardless of the competition. In fact, many businesses have values no one knows about. We will help you figure it out. Let's look at an actual example. This is a child psychologist website. This is the website we had before. It says, it looks like, a generic for anybody in that business. Just says parenting advice and resources from Dr. John Smith. There's nothing here that will really, if you look here, you see that he has specializing in 9 areas. The first one is emotionally disturbed kids. It says call us, but there's nothing here that really, wants to make you give them your information, And so notice he has several values, but because of his presentation, his website is not compelling. He has 9 areas he specializes in, but there's no way to know his expertise in any of the areas. For this doctor, the best thing to do is to just forget the website for a while and then set up what we call a squeeze page. He can set up 9 squeeze pages. Let's take a look at what was done for him. Now, look at the difference. You know what we said about interrupt? If you're a parent that has emotionally disturbed kids, would you say that this would interrupt the conversation going on in your mind? Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Does that address the problem they have, they don't want? I would say that would address that. You can say yes or no in the chat box. And okay, and now look at the subheadline. Now you can discover the secret to controlling your child and instantly restore peace and quiet in your home. Would you say that addresses the solution they want and don't have? And so what percentage of increase in the doctor's business do you think would occur with this new squeeze page? Hazard a guess. Just put it in the chat box. But I would suggest that most of you will be thinking of 40% or 50% or 60%. And that's exactly what happened with this doctor. But for the sake of the webinar, we're going to be very, very conservative. And we're just going to say that he would double whatever he had before. And we'll see the effect of that. Okay. The doctor also had a video script that said, as a parent, are you struggling to gain control of your child's attitude and emotions? Is your child yelling and screaming at you while often displaying a belligerent and sometimes threatening tone that no matter what you do or try, you can't seem to get under control? My name is Dr. John Smith, and I help parents like you every day learn the techniques that will solve these frustrating and destructive behavioral patterns once and for all. In fact, let me prove it to you. Enter your first name and email on the box to the right, and I'll send you a series of 60-second techniques that will immediately restore peace and quiet in your home. Okay, see what he said now and compare it to free consultation and giving us your telephone number. Okay, so this is the new offer. Okay, see, he had 2 offers. This is the first offer through the video. This is not threatening. It just says, just put your name and email and I will send you the technique. It's not asking you to talk to anybody or, so this prospect won't be thinking of somebody trying to sell me. This is just information that they're going to obtain. And then look at the second offer too. It says, learn the secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. So of course, that's not threatening. You put in your information and ask for information. So this doctor had his ad on Facebook Facebook pay-per-click, and he had an average of 300 leads per month. Okay, and an average of 30 leads, 30 people called to ask about the consultation. That is ask. And of those 30, an average of 3 consented, to the consultation. And all 3 became patients, which is typical of that industry. So once the doctor is able to talk to the person, they usually sign up. So it represents the typical 1% conversion ratio, because that's the typical from research of what happens on the internet. It's a typical 1% conversion ratio. So you want to increase the number of people that you convert, to be able to increase the amount of transactions that you get from the money you spend on your website. So now with this new one, we said that instead of taking what actually happened, let's conservatively just say that he doubled things. So that's from 10% to 20%. So that's 60 people. And out of that, let's keep the all the statistics the same. So 10%, that's an average of 6, and all 6 become new patients. Let's say that the average sale value is 800, although we know that such professionals charge much more than that, but let's be conservative. And then so that's 2,400 per month increase. That's 28,800 annual revenue increase. There's more to learn from this example, but let's move on. We'll come back to that later. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to build a business fast through joint ventures. I know that a lot of people know about joint ventures. Okay, joint ventures involve 2 or more businesses that decide to form a partnership to share markets or endorse a specific product or service to their customer base. Sometimes, a lot of times, if the regular businesses is usually under a revenue share arrangement, but there's some industries where you can't really have a revenue share arrangement. Like, if it's insurance, I deal with insurance. I know that there are, places that are heavily regulated. Sometimes some parts of the medical professions too have that. And there's some other industries where, but then that does not reduce the value of the joint venture. Yes, because the joint venture still brings you, the additional revenue that you're looking at. So joint ventures are very, very important. The key to creating a successful joint venture is to find partners who service the exact same type of clients that need or want what you sell. Let's look at it an example that is universally known: the wedding industry. Okay, this is a typical event chain of vendors when someone is getting married. And no wedding starts unless the lady says yes, and there's a wedding ring. So the jeweler is the first vendor. Then comes the wedding planner, because most of the time now, ladies want to have someone to plan their events so that it will be perfect. And then she has to think of the place where she's going to have the event: a church, chapel, synagogue, or a hall. And then there's things like reception venue, the wedding dress. She has to get this wonderful dress she wants at just the right price. And there's the florist. Flower arrangement is, it's very important nowadays. The wedding cake, printer, and so on. Things like the honeymoon planner and all that. That's a long list. Everyone above the florist. Let's look at the florist. Okay, everyone above the florist is perfectly positioned to refer business, because the lady gets to them first before it gets to the florist. So they can, whoever the wedding planner, the reception church can refer business to the florist, and everyone below the florist is perfectly positioned to receive referrals from them. Okay, so let's conservatively say that the florist obtains just 1 referral each month from just one of the businesses above them, since they don't control the referrals. Okay, and then could the florist send just 1 referral each month? If this is a wedding florist, I mean, she would at least have, business. She would at least have 1 wedding a month to deal with, or else she'll be out of business. So let's just say that the florist could send just 1 referral each month to each business below them. Okay. So if the average sales price for the florist wedding flower is $3,000. Then just a single referral per month produces an annual increase of 36,000. And if the average sales price for a wedding cake is also 3,000 and the florist receives a 10% referral fee, then just a single referral per month produces an additional annual increase of 3,600. If the average sales price for printing is 1,000 and the florist receives a 10% referral fee, then just a single referral per month produces an additional annual increase of 1,200. Add it all up, and the florist is now earning an additional 40,800 in annual revenue. And that is using ultra conservative numbers. So I know this JV thing sounds easy, but it is not. You have to properly identify the partners, determine the best time and how to approach them so you don't burn through it all, because you can't burn through it all if you don't do things carefully. We have talked of compelling offers. What if the florist has the following offer on our website or printed brochure? 5 things each bride should know to avoid disaster on their wedding day. Would you agree with me that this will probably, explode this this florist business? I would assume so. You can in the chat, why don't you everyone just give me what percentage increase you think this would bring to the florist business? Okay, so now we're going to downsell, how to downsell your way to wealth. Okay, downselling is when someone declines your product or service offering, and so you offer them an alternative at a lower price. Okay, the goal is to turn the prospect into a client, so you not only realize some short-term financial benefits, but you gain the opportunity to do business with them again in the future. You see, let's look at an example. Health clubs, they usually sell 1-year gold membership program. If you're not interested in that, they will offer you a 90-day health makeover membership. If you don't want that, they come up with a 1-week trial membership. They just know that if they can just get you to come in and try something, the likelihood of your staying with them goes up. So let's look at our florist. People go to the florist, men go to florists, like if there's an anniversary, birthday, and all that. Let's say that there's a guy that goes in. The florist sells a dozen roses for $50, and a guy goes in for wedding anniversary flowers, and he doesn't have this $50. But what if the florist has an alternative that is just as romantic, but costs $25? Wouldn't you agree with me that the guy is most likely to stay there and buy that other one rather than go out and start looking for other florists? Because there's an alternative at the point when he's ready to buy. So, and if that florist uses that alternative just once daily, that would net an additional $8,000 annually. That's only one possible downsell opportunity. Suppose they had floral alternatives for weddings, lower price options for funerals, and so on. Okay, so what we do is that we look at your own business and see what there is that we can offer. So how to create a revenue producing drip campaign. We said that the prospects need 5 to 12 touch points before they buy from you. So research has shown that 80% of all sales occur between the 5th and the 12th point of contact between the business and the prospect. So, but you must have a way of effecting that contact. So drip campaigns automatically deliver a form of communication to customers or prospects on a predetermined and scheduled basis. So it could be once a month, or once or once a week, or once every 2 weeks. That's what is called a drip campaign. And a lot of large organizations do that. Let's look at this example. This is a company that sells, that makes sunroom sunrooms, rooms that allow the sun to come into your house. And what they did to increase their sales was that they decided to come up with something called a sunroom idea guide, that tells you about the benefits of having a sunroom. So they had with 7 benefits. So this was what they sent out initially to everyone. And of course, some people became customers based on that. So what they now did was those who did not become customers, once a month, they send them a postcard with one of these benefits. The same pictures and everything, they now put it on a postcard. So that re-emphasized their sales pitch that they did with the idea guide. And every month they had more and more and more people coming in. Okay, so that was how they were able to increase their sales tremendously, because the people who came in after the initial sales pitch were much larger than the ones that had purchased at first, and they would have lost all those ones if they didn't have the drip campaign. Now, let's go back to the doctor and use his advertising formula to bring the effect of a drip campaign into focus. We said it was an average of 300 leads per month, 60%, requested the offer. You have an average of 6 consenting to the consultation, and all 6 become new patients. With an average sale value of 800, that was 2,400 per month increase and 28,800 annual revenue increase. Now, let's put that into a funnel of a drip campaign. Those are 300 leads and 60% opt-in. 60 opt-in for free info offer, and resulting in 6 clients. Okay, but this means that 54 of the qualified. How do I get rid of this? Is this hide? I'm not sure what that is. This means that out of, there was 64. Let's see what it helps me to do. Hide. Okay, so this means that 54 qualified prospects did not engage his services yet. Okay, so those 54 prospects go into our drip campaign. Let's assume that of that number, just 2, in his own case, he said that he was going to give them information, 60 seconds. So if every month he sent out new 60-second tips, let's just assume, for the purpose of this exercise, that every month he gets 2 additional clients from his drip campaign, offering value. This is what it looks like over the course of a year. The first month is 54. The second month, 2 of those go into becoming patients, and then he now has a new 54. By the third month, it's 50 here to 52 and 54, and this is what happens over the course of the year. Okay, okay, so let's go on to the next slide. Okay, so by month 12 of year 1, the doctor is generating 30 new patients every month. Is that a number this doctor can handle logistically? Because the doctor can, because it's one person, when it gets to a point and he has the number that he feels is comfortable with, he can just he can stop the ads and just have his drip campaign continue to give him new patients, 2 every month, which he would be able to handle. Okay, so why is it going? Okay, things happen. So now we're going to go to more transactions. Okay, we're going to upsells and cross-sells. Upsells means offering a higher grade or quality or size of the item that the customer may be interested in at the point when the customer is ready to buy. And cross-sells means offering other products or services which complement the item the customer is interested in. Remember, it is at the point when the customer is ready to buy. For example, when you go into McDonald's and the guy behind the counter says, "Would you like a supersized meal?" That is upselling. And after he gives that to you, if he says, "Would you like an apple pie?" That's cross-selling. The food industry, especially like McDonald's, that's how McDonald's grew exponentially. And that's how they grew fast, because they applied the principle of upselling and cross-selling, and they still do that today. It's one of their secrets. And so research has shown that 34% of prospects will buy additional products or services at the time of their original purchase, if they are asked to do so. Okay, but they have to be asked to do so. And this is okay. This is a second example. Okay. Okay, this is okay. Now I'm going to show you an example. It's the example of a mechanic workshop or auto service center. You know, most of the time people going into the mechanic workshop to change their oil change, but that's not where they make all their money from. They make their money from transmissions, repair jobs, brake jobs, and all that. But then they have to be able to get themselves in front of the customer. So this particular mechanic workshop, they came up with a brilliant idea. They decided to cut down the cost of oil change to just enough to cover it, to make sure that they're breaking even, you know. And then they now offered a whole host of, they now got, they said they offered 3 oil changes for the price of 2. Okay, so that was how they were able to get people to come in. And then they also offered some free services. You can slice all these free services here. You know, it's not costing them anything more to do any of these services. Okay, because once they take off your tire, they will see the brakes, they will see the transmission, they will see everything, but they count each one as a free offering, because normally when you go to the mechanic, you have to pay for all those things. So the customer doesn't know that they have to do all these anyway, so they think that they're getting all these things free, which they normally would have to pay for if they went somewhere else or to a dealership. So, but then this is how. So when they go in and look at your tire and they remove their tire, why not offer you a brake job? Because they're able to see that there's something wrong with your brake now. Then they're able to see all kinds of things. So, and they're able to get more customers to come in to do the repair work that actually pay their bill. And I mean, their bill is already paid. That gives them their profit. Okay, that's what those ones did. Now let's look at another example. Oh no. Okay. A dentist offers basic dental services like exams and teeth cleaning, but that's not where they make their money. The vast majority of their revenue comes from cosmetic services, root canals, crowns, fillings, and braces. Okay, what? Oh my goodness. Okay, what might convince someone to leave their dentist? 80% of the population have medical insurance, only 50 have dental insurance. Okay, and among those without dental insurance, 44% said that was the main reason they didn't visit the dentist. Can you see an opportunity here if you're a dentist? What if, okay. What do you think might happen if a dentist specifically targeted families without dental insurance and offered them virtually the exact same services as those with dental insurance, but without paying the expensive monthly premiums? Okay, so they don't have to pay for health insurance, but they are paying the copay. They're not paying more than the copay. Okay, so the dentist, by offering a routine exam and cleaning for $25, which is a normal copay with insurance, covers their costs for the treatment. Okay, that pays for the x-ray and for the hygienist who does the cleaning. And then they upsell all additional services that they need, such as fillings, crowns, dentures, braces, and so on, just like the oil change shop. There was a dentist that did that, and that exploded the practice. Okay. And this was what they did. No problem, no dental insurance. This was, what they sent out, to let people know that they were in business. Okay. And let's look at the example of a restaurant. Okay. A restaurant that found that they had a problem. This was what they did. Okay, so let's go back. Ugh, I don't know why this is happening now, but we'll go through it. Okay. There is a slide before that one. Okay. There's one before this. Okay, let's start from here. Okay. Let's just use that one. What happened with the restaurant dramatically increased its total order revenue by implementing, no, this, okay. Oh, this is it. What this restaurant did was that they instructed the staff to bring an appetizer or wine cart to each table before the patron's order and offer free individual samples to increase sales of both offerings. At the end of each patron's meal, they repeated that by bringing the dessert cart around and giving a free sample of each dessert to everyone at the table as a way to entice patrons to order dessert. The taste and reciprocity instantly doubled the appetizer, wine, and sales and dessert sales. Okay, and they also instructed. No, that's the one we said last. Okay, the restaurant dramatically increased its total order revenue by implementing an initial order upsell strategy with the wait staff. What they did was that they trained the staff to describe the most expensive entrees on the menu and give the patrons their personal recommendation. And most patrons go with the staff's recommendation, and this easily increased total revenue by 10 to 15%. Okay, so now let's go to another strategy. Okay. Okay, let's go to how to expand your product and increase customer service, even if you don't have additional services to provide yourself. If you look at your customers, or your client base, you have an idea of what they want and need. So let's look at this landscaper to give it, so what a landscaper did is that in a bid to look for a way to provide additional services, they went looking for people who could provide tree trimming, decking, fencing, store walls, sprinkler system, swimming pool, and so on. All these other things that the clientele that they have always need and want. So what they did was that they went and negotiated 10 to 25% affiliation fee from providers of these services who they were confident would provide at the same level of professionalism that they also did their job. Okay, and that doubled their annual revenue. Okay, so that's something that we try to get our clients to do, to think of how they can expand their products and services. This is what what we have too. We have a whole load of okay. We have a lot of services that we give, and it depends on what level you come in. We have e-learning systems, health tune-ups, weekly strategic marketing webinars, weekly application workshop, weekly ask the expert call, monthly mastermind. This one that's after COVID, and there's the page one Google list. Okay, so that we're able to provide our clientele with a lot of services. So now we come to how to stop discounting madness by offering additional value through bundling. Okay. The real key to success in marketing is to offer more value than your competition. Okay. Prospects will pay twice the price if they believe they are receiving 4 times more value, because prospects shop value, not price. Okay. Unfortunately, businesses, in a vain attempt to increase their value, begin to offer discounts, and that often destroys their margin, because the people don't really understand the way things work. Because we ourselves too, the thing is that a lot of times we don't put ourselves in the place of our prospects, because when we go out, we look for value. If we see something that gives us a lot of value, we rather go there than to go get the cheap one that we have to change like 5 times, and then it becomes more expensive. So do you know that if some businesses discount their price by a mere 10%, they now have to sell 50% more just to break even. Okay. But consider this. When was the last time you saw a business offer a measly 10%? Nobody does that. Ugh. Most of the time they offer 20% to 40% discounts, and then they scratch their heads wondering why they're going broke. And to add even more bad news on top of this already bleak scenario, did you know that the latest research shows that discounting doesn't actually impact a prospect's buying decision unless that discount is for 40% or more? Okay. So we have these okay, the closely guarded secret that successful businesses don't want you to know is this: stop discounting. Instead, innovate your business so you offer more value than your competition, even if that means increasing your price. And like I said, most people already even have the values. It's not going to cost you anything else, but nobody knows that you have that value in your business. And then you can now add that value, and it becomes a matter of comparing apples to oranges. Okay. When you discount your price, you lose the full value of every dollar that you discount. Bundling increases the perceived value, so prospects buy more. Okay. Consider a home builder or remodeling contractor. They typically contract with certain suppliers that offer them huge volume discounts, especially for electronics. So one builder agreed to buy multiple packages of a whole house entertainment and security system, including a 50-inch HD TV, a complete high quality surround sound system, a complete home security system, including surveillance cameras at all entry points to the home, a complete fire protection and monitoring system. And our builder offered their home for $156,500, which included the additional $6,500 out-of-pocket expense to the builder. And their home comes standard with a $22,800 home entertainment and full security system for free. So which builder would you buy from? In fact, what if this builder offered that new home for $160,000? Do you really think that additional $3,500, which is so much lower than the $22,800 that the new homeowner is going to have to pay, would prevent anyone from buying this home? No, of course, they're still making it still makes much better sense than to get the 150 because of the value. Okay, so if the additional, and does it still look a much better deal than the 150,000 home without the system? If the additional 3,500 increase did make a difference due to loan qualification standards for certain prospects, the builder always has the option of reducing the price back to 156,500. They could even maintain the original price of 150,000 and lower their profit margin on each home sold. So they could have a different price for a different kind of customer, so they'd be able to provide pricing to fit each person's need. Okay, so this was the what they put out to tell everybody about what they had the offerings they had. Okay, so that you were able to come in at your own level and purchase what you wanted at your own level. Okay, so let's look at how to cut. Oh my goodness. How to cut cost and unnecessary expenses. Okay, because we're looking at more profits now. Okay, the first option is, okay, there are two major ways to increase your overall profitability: increase revenue or decrease your cost of doing business. So for increased revenue, the fastest one is simply increase your price. Most small businesses haven't raised their price ever. They're scared to death that any price increase, no matter how small, even if it is 1%, will lead to a mass exodus of their customers. Okay, but let me show you. Okay, let's say that you sell a widget for $100 and decide to increase that price 10% to 110, will that small increase really lead to a loss of customers? If you will leave, but they're more likely your biggest price shoppers that show no loyalty or patronage to your business. But even though there will be some customer attrition, by what extent? Okay, I want to apologize for the system freezing. It's making us a bit slow, but we're almost at the end. Okay. That means that just to break even, this business would have to lose 25% of its customers over a measly 10% increase. That's not really going to happen. Of course, we err on the side of caution and test the increase on a small scale. So when we use this strategy, we always test on the increase on a small scale to gauge the reaction. So maybe at the end, it may be 5% increase, but whatever increase it is, it's straight profit. So there's simply no faster or easier way to generate additional revenue. Okay. And so option 2, decrease your cost of doing business. One of the best ways to do this is to cost your labor cost, salary, benefits, social security taxes, unemployment insurance, workers' compensation, they add up. But you must have the labor you need to operate your business, especially as these other strategies we've looked at begin to create exponential growth for your business. So we have a strategy that we love to offer. So instead of hiring new personnel, consider offering an internship. Go to your local junior college or university and offer an internship for the semester or the year to those seeking degrees or experience in a similar field or area of expertise as your business. Especially a typical area that most businesses would need help would be in business administration. And when I was in college, and I guess for most people, you remember that the big organizations used to offer internships. They were onto something. But you found that a lot of these strategies are adopted by bigger organizations, and that's how they become big. But the small organizations don't really know that these options are open to them. The schools love internships since it acts as a value added to their educational offering. It provides real world experience. The kids love them for several reasons. It gets them out of the classroom. They do obtain real world experience, and that experience looks good on their resume. It gives them a jump start on their peers when they graduate, and the company providing the internship many times hires them upon graduation because they've already trained them in their system. The employer loves them for obvious reasons. They don't have to pay the kids a salary. Okay, so what we do with our clients is that we go through everything and see where you may need additional staff, and if you can use an internship for that, that's what we recommend. The kids the employer loves them for obvious reasons. They don't have to pay these kids a salary. The kids instead receive college credit hours. Internships can save small business owners tens of thousands of dollars each year, just as it saves the big organizations a lot of money. Okay, all that is left is to add up the additional revenue we've just found for your business, which is okay, so that's it: advertising, downsell, upsell, bundling, and so we then add that all up and we come up with a total amount. This revenue isn't a one-time increase. This is revenue you will generate year after year after year, as long as you diligently execute these strategies. We will use the profit acceleration software to calculate the effect of these 8 strategies, like I showed you, at the upfront. We can come up with various scenarios or probabilities of occurrence to determine the best approach for your individual business. So this is from the software. So, okay. If, for example, somebody builds a website, once they deliver it to a customer, they have to go find a new client. But when you execute these 8 strategies, you always have new orders, JVs sending you revenue, upsells, downsell, cross sells, additional affiliate products, higher pricing, and lower cost. So how can I help you from here? Okay, sign up by indicating your interest in chat or private chat. Include your telephone number and the best time to reach you to schedule an appointment for a free assessment of your business using the Profit Growth Accelerator. And after you become a member, we'll go through a more detailed assessment called the Deep Dive 40. There will also be quarterly reviews. Okay. There are 5 ways to participate, and what is best for you will be determined when we meet one-on-one after you sign up. Don't worry about the price. If this is a good fit for you, we can work around the price. And we are also able to accept profit sharing for those who are so financially strapped and already over the precipice in order to help them climb back over the cliff. And that is the end. So please sign up, fill up the chat. Or you can email me if you have my email address, or if you just say you're interested, just leave me your email address so I can then contact you. But so we have come to the end of our seminar. I hope that I've been able to give you a compelling presentation that compels you to sign up today. So please sign up. And if there are any questions, if there are people who have any questions, people can unmute themselves and ask questions. Any question? Anybody asking question? Okay, we're at the end. Thank you so much, and please do sign up. Bye-bye.